Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Howie Severino, isang mamamahayag.
Okay, Howie, after 6 tayo, let's warm up. If journalism had an after-hours drink, what would it be? Kape pa rin ba o should it be something stronger?
Sa totoo lang, karamihan ng mga journalists na kilala ko, mga kaibigan ko, naging health conscious eh. So I would say buko juice.
Electrolytes.
Yeah.
So if you weren't a journalist, what profession would you be in?
You know, it's hard for me to imagine kasi I remember grade 5 pa lang ako, gusto ko na maging journalist eh. Yeah, kasi
That early, huh?
well, in elementary school, you know, in school, no, sometimes you know you have projects in class na pretend you're a reporter, you know, and then you produce a class newspaper with your group mates, no. I remember enjoying the experience. In fact, I interviewed my father about international affairs, and I remember it was about. At that time, there was a war between India and Pakistan. So I wrote it up. I guess to the teacher, it was pretty impressive. When you're at a young age and somebody praises you for something, iisipin mo, maybe I have a future in this. And then that dream never left me ever since that experience in grade 5.
You were a journalist during the martial law days, and you didn't just witness it, you lived it, right? What was the scariest or inspiring moment of that time?
I graduated from college in '83. Overseas. I came back to the Philippines in '84. I became a teacher, and I became kind of a freelance writer in '84, '85. Then I was jailed in '85
For what charge?
for taking photos. I was just taking photos, but I was charged with illegal assembly, sedition, and I was charged with. In the charge sheet, I was accused of being the leader of the protest rally that I was documenting. Siguro mga 40 kaming dinampot sa araw na yun. It was also a protest on Aurora Boulevard where the police arrested Lino Broca and Ben Cervantes on the same day. So, that was one of the more, I guess, interesting experiences during martial law.
You were arrested, detained, and charged.
But at that time, I was slapped with a PDA, one of these preventive detention actions, which meant that I could not be released without the approval of the president.
So, recently, there have been a lot of discoveries on corruption from exposés, reports, and you do a lot of documentaries. So, do you ever worry that one of your pieces or one of your documentaries, for example, might be used as evidence in court?
Well, I also work for GMA7, which does some investigative work, a lot of news reporting as well. So much of our work as journalists has been cited, in the Senate, in Congress, by political leaders, used by lawyers, as it's in fact used even in aid of legislation.
For policy making.
Exactly. We can't control how our work is used. So, if you're going to be worrying about how your work is going to be used, you might as well not go into this work because you're going to be worrying nonstop.
So how about if you were invited to an investigation in aid of legislation as a resource person now, not necessarily for a trial, for example? Will you appear?
I would have to consult our lawyers.
But you're appearing.
I'd probably give you a call. Hey, Raymond, what do you think of this?
Not as a witness to a proceeding, pero in aid of legislation, related to your investigative.
Well, it
piece.
depends. Depends on whether you think you can contribute. And one consideration there is you don't want to be compromising your sources. You don't want to be compromising the people that you wrote about, and they gave you their confidence.